1v1, Greentooth Gorge, blue side. We've got Kvek, plays a Techmarine, starts out range combat with some good DPS, can get a melee weapon, good utility, can build structures and repair and deal with vehicles. This is some Blood Ravens. Up against, on the red side, is Boss, who plays a Warboss, melee commander that walks through cover just to smack you in the face, very angry, good support, disruption and offense from the front lines, and can be incredibly tough late game. Tactical Marines on the field for Kvek, and double shooters for Boss, nothing surprising there. Very classic 1v1 map. We have contested VP in mid, natural for Kvek on the east, and natural for Boss on the west. Sluggers on capping duty. And some more scouts for Kvek. Standard opening there for both sides. Double scouts gets you that map control. Some awesome mobility from these guys. Tactical Marines are going to cap this wreck and then probably push against this west side, see what's going on. Warboss capping up his power, and then he's going to chase down this Techmarine. And look at the DPS those scouts are taking. Shooters really melt scouts pretty quickly, especially if you have double. Warboss not allowing that Techmarine to break away and start firing at bolter. Is going to chase him down until he retreats or just walks all the way back to base probably. 500 472 early 2-to-1 cap for Kvek, and Sluggers have caught the Tactical Marines who take the garrison. Sluggers can counter garrisons very well with their burners, but there's no sign of them at the moment, and they're going to retreat out. Tax can get out, cap this wreck point or decap this. We'll see what they go for. They should cap the wreck point, I think, but they're going to decap the VP. 500 465. Techmarine in the garrison, taking out Shooter Boy models, does some very good DPS with his default bolter. There goes another model. They get away with 3 though. No upgrades yet for the shooters, and no generators yet for Boss. Gotta do one or the other. 500 463. We do have big shooters now for both of the Shooter Boy squads, allows them to suppress on demand with aiming. What's that also increases the DPS, and those big shooters have quite long range as well. Still a 2-to-1 for Kvek, but Boss is pressuring power now, and he should be able to take down this node, I think, with the Warboss smacking on it and those shooters. Scouts capping up. Tactical Marine is going to come and help out, good force melee combat on those Shooter Boys. Tactical Marines are heavy infantry, very decent in melee combat, very durable and versatile. And there's that instant suppression from aiming. What's that? Here comes the Warboss. Might see a big stomp, or a stomp rather, to disrupt them. No, he's just going to chase them down with the chain axe, and there's another Shooter Boy squad with the instant suppression again, and down goes a Tactical Marine. Big chunk of XP for that, and that is 75 requisition to reinforce that model. Now we see the double scouts of some skirmishing, and no sign of shotguns because he's gone straight for some assault marines. These guys will cause havoc in amongst these double shooters. He's going to want to try and split them now. If you split them, the assault marines can only jump one, and then you can use the other squad to suppress them and try and move away. We'll see how he handles it. Techmarine going to come and try and get behind some heavy cover and shoot up these shooters, but he's getting flanked here. Cover is directional. There are the assault marines jumping in. He's a fully upgraded double shooters now with Knob Leader, who makes them a detector, gives them some more DPS and durability, and further increases the damage in tier 2 if he's around. Ouch, bit slow to move this squad away, lost 4 models. And the assault marines will decap mid. Generators going up for Kvek. Good that he waited, I think. Saw off the early assault and then put down his gens. Still no shotguns for the scouts. Seems like he's not too worried about the sluggers right now, but we have double sluggers now for Boss. Warboss runs away. Are we going to see bang bang alongside the boss pole? Perhaps, maybe. With a war truck quickly in tier 2. Tactical Marines, no flamer for these guys either. Assault squad are going to come and harass these sluggers alongside the Techmarine, but they are going to decap this fully matured wreck point. There it is, very very annoying, hurts your enemy's economy for doing that. Going after the Techmarine here, got way too close, but but there's the jump with that disruption on it. Techmarine's happy to engage in a melee alongside the assault marines, but they might take him down here. Does get away. What's going on east side? Scouts getting melted by the double shooters, and here is the second Slugger Boy squad, and they have burners. Gives them a couple of power melee weapons, still 25 DPS, but changes the damage type. Also increases their hit points and gives them burners, of course. They can burn down structures with. Scouts can absolutely own these tactical marines. Need to be very careful. There is Ard Boys on those sluggers. Didn't manage to get attack model with it. He's going to turn and engage. He's got a very low slugger squad here. They do have Ard Boys up. That's a global from the Warboss. 25% less damage from all sources. And now they're in amongst the assault marines with double shooters. There's a lot of DPS, but the sluggers are getting very low. He might lose them. One hit point, a bolt pistol shot could take them out, but they get away with a single hit point. Grief. He really didn't want to lose an assault marine squad model there, so retreated them out. He probably could have jumped again and tried to finish them off, even if he didn't try a bolt pistol them. Techmarine takes the garrison just to be annoying. And now the Dakar turns onto the gens. And we have a 2-to-1 cap for boss, and Matt is looking quite good for the Orc player. He's got shotguns up on his scouts. Perhaps should be a bit more mobile with these guys. Just use your tax and your commander and your assault marine to see off this attack and cap up with your scouts. He seems to be throwing his scouts into engagements that are just going to get melted in. Could be out here capping up and dragging around the Orc player. Tier 2 for both players at pretty much exactly the same time. Down goes another generator, and that does give you XP. You get more XP for taking down nodes though, which is why I sometimes target them first if I think I can take them down. There's the stomp from the Warboss. That's his starting ability, and he gets away just fine. No war gear for this guy yet. He's on his way to level 2. Techmarine is level 2. That bolt to take her down models nicely. 414392, 2-to-1 cap for boss. More generators up for Kvek. Sluggers are capping the wreck, and scouts are now spreading out and capping stuff. We have one mid and this one moving to the west side, and that's a good choice because these guys have the shotguns. They're more isolated, so they need their shotguns. Boss keeping his double shooters together. All that DPS coming in, and now they have that 15% more damage now that they've hit tier 2 with the knob leaders up. Sluggers with a knob leader of their own, so these guys are now fully upgraded with burners and knob leader. Gives them swampum, which is pretty awesome, reducing damage, range damage, and increasing speed. But it's all kicking off in mid. Assault Marine's jumping in, getting Dakar to death. There was aiming. What's that? He's used his shooters reasonably well, I think, boss. But it's a full retreat there. We're just out-muscled the scouts and tax and the Techmarine all there. What's he going to get in tier 2, boss? He's floating quite a lot. Sluggers taking down the scout model just before they got their shotguns blast in, I think. Explosive shot is called. Knockback and suppression from that. These sluggers, this is the first slugger squad who also have their knob leader. They do not have their burners. 360, 392. There is Ard Boys. Going to use it to tank some damage and move in on the tactical marines. Here come the shooters to help out. There was a merciless strike, nicely done. Instantly forcing off those sluggers. But that was a stomp from the Warboss. Merciless strike given to the assault marines by their sergeant. He also has a power sword, and he does the right thing and jumps the shooters. These guys in trouble. There's, I mean, what's that? But he's going to lose a squad, I think, and does lose a squad. That's a big loss for boss. A fully upgraded shooter boy squad, and now Kvek very much in the ascendancy, I think. Shotgun is doing some good damage as the Warboss closes in there, as you can see. Now they're going to take the garrison. Warboss can't do a whole lot against that. Boom! Big chunks of damage coming off him, and he retreats out, and scouts decapping this power point. This one is still nice and fine. Sluggers decapping fully matured wreck again. They're going to be able to cap it even. Boss goes straight to tier 3, good grief, and Kvek with a Dreadnought. Can he get a Nob Squad on the field quickly enough, or is this Dreadnought just going to dominate the game and see a victory for Kvek? Another very nice merciless strike and then runs away. This is use your choppers up on these sluggers. Can he get a model here? Looks like he cannot. Assault Marines now in full flight from retreat, and Tactical Marines coming out. Are we going to see some Stern Guard? Does he even need them? He has a Dreadnought on the field, melee walker for Space Marines, can get some range weapons, a Melter and an Assault Cannon, has a wrist mounted flamer and inspires with every melee kill. Boss, I'm not sure if that was a good choice going to tier 3. He might regret it once he sees the Dreadnought. Dreadnought's coming in from the east side. Sluggers moving in on the Tactical Marines, a bit late to move them but does get them away. And he's now seen the Dreadnought. Is he going to cancel tier 3? He does not. He gets to tier 3. Looted tank, I think, would be the best choice. We'll see what he goes for. 332, 356. Ouch. Sluggers getting jumped and getting shot up, but they do get away with only one loss. That was not too bad. 332, 350. He should keep this Dreadnought in melee, and that's what he's doing so far. Our greatest weapons are called for. That means the Mastercrafted Bolter is on the way. Warboss has the Power Claw. 95 DPS heavy melee will do a lot of damage to the Dreadnought, but he's not going to be able to stand against it at level 2 with no other war gear. 319, 350. His power decapped. He's keeping the pressure up though, boss. Kvek, I thought he was going to be way more aggressive with that Dreadnought, knowing that he whacked out a Shooter Boy squad, but he has been replaced by boss and fully upgraded already. This is going to be an important engagement. I think Kvek needs to deal a lot of losses, but no, boss backing off. And that's a smart move. Doesn't want to engage when there's a Dreadnought there. Floating tons of wreck. Needs to take back that power. Now he's blob capping. Scouts over on the west side using their mobility to cap. These guys still with their default bolters. And Kvek is going to push against with Sergeant on his Tactical Marines. 279, 347. Shooter Boys need to back the hell off. Just a little spurt of flame there did so much damage from that wrist mounted flamer, and here is a big engagement, and it's not an engagement that boss can win. He needs to run the hell away. There we go. Mark target on the Warboss from Signum. 279, 347. So he did get away, and now Kvek can retake mid, and he's gone for a Nob Squad. It's going to be a very close engagement. You have the Signum and the Mastercrafted Bolter against Power Claw and Nobs. Is the Dreadnought going to survive that? 278, 347. He needs to be sure not to just run everything into the Dreadnought. He needs to send his sluggers into tacks. DPS down infantry with his shooters. These guys getting caught though. You saw the melee inspiration with both of those kills, but nothing nearby to benefit. 278, 344. Kvek could go tier 3 now and does. I assume he's going to go for a Predator tank, try and just outrange those Nob Squad models with marked target up on them. Just keep the autocannon on the Predator. So he's in a pretty good position here, I think, Kvek. Warboss does have the trophy rack now, and I'm pretty sure that debuffs that will debuff vehicles. We will see if the Dreadnought gets the red debuff circle. I get a huge engagement here. Daka on those Assault Marines, taking down their hit points already for the upcoming engagement. That's not good. 278, 315. Trophy rack Warboss is in, and it does debuff the Dreadnought. You see the red debuff circle there, and there's user choppers on the Nob Squad and Ard Boys on them. 278, 306. There is Emperor's Fist. Awesome knocked back and stunned and damaged from the Dreadnought, but the Nob Squad just completely ignoring the Dreadnought here. Mark target is on the Warboss though, and he's going to lose this guy. Boom, big special attack from the Dreadnought, and the Dreadnought has an awesome special. Now this Dreadnought in serious trouble, has already used Emperor's Fist, and the Nob Squad I think are going to take it down with their chain axes, which are heavy melee weapons that Slugger Squad needs to run though. And down it goes. That's a big mistake from Boss. 278, 286 Tactical Marines in the garrison getting shots off, and he saves his Dreadnought with an orbital of all things, catching a Nob Squad in retreat. And the Dreadnought is going after them with an Emperor's Fist, and is he going to wipe this squad here? 278, 275, he took out his own Dreadnought with the orbital. Oh dear. Was a very good idea, but should have moved the Dreadnought away as soon as he dropped it, I think, because those beams actually do a hell of a lot of damage to a vehicle when they explode. 278, 265, so a bit of a misplay there from Kvek. Would have been okay if he wiped the Nob Squad, but he didn't. He did bleed them quite a lot. Took out a Slugger Squad, but losing that Dreadnought was a big blow. Does have a lot of resources now. Could get a Predator tank pretty soon. 278, 265. Assault Marines also lost their Sergeant. And the Techmarine went down as well. So all in all, I think a bad engagement for Kvek, but it was very close for a second there. Assault Marines jumping in, do not want to fight a Power Claw Warboss. Boom, taking down models. Ouch. Level 3. Techmarine was level 4 before he went down. Not sure if he had a accessory. 263, 265 Predator tank on the way as expected. Needs to keep it the heck away from these Nob Squad. Still has shotgun scouts to help with that. Can use Merciless Strike as well. I think a late Devastator squad will be pretty good for Kvek right now. Shooter boys are capping the east side. They might get a triple cap, the Orks. And Kvek has repurchased his Techmarine. Pretty much needs him, I think, on the field because of Signum and the Mastercrafted Bolt. And here is that Predator tank. Shooter boys taking damage from the Tactical Marines. There's the Trophy Rack debuffing all of this stuff. There's the Stomp. Level 3, and now he has heavy armor, so this is an incredibly tough Warboss right now. 211, 265 shotgun blast on the Nob Squad. Scouts instantly retreating out. Ouch, and now the Power Claw going after the Predator tank, but that Warboss is suppressed. 194, 265 triple cap for Boss. Kvek needs to split up and cap, but it's easier said than done when you have a whole bunch of Orks to turn away from your base. Warboss needs to retreat. Is he in retreat? As he is. And tank busters on the way. Scouts are capping Boss's natural. Predator tank being used to push quite nicely, and he might be able to sweep across and hit this power, maybe. At least we'll be able to cap mid. 149, 265 scouts are going to finish the cap. Here comes some shooters though, and they instantly retreat. Tactical Marines will decap and now cap mid. These guys capping 50% faster than normal. Kvek doesn't have the resources to get Devastators, if that is in fact what he wants to get. Tank busters up, anti-vehicle unit for Orks. A decent one too, just 300 wreck as well. They also have the awesome barrage ability, which costs water, but is pretty freaking awesome. 144, 249. Predator tank now on the west side, forcing off the shooters. Wow, killed 3 models. Tactical Marines get suppressed by aiming. What's that? Synergizes so well with the Nob Squad, but now they get knocked down, and there is, and they shall know no fear from the Tactical Marines, using that to disrupt the Nob Squad. But there is user choppers, good grief, and the Tactical Marines are very lucky to get away there, and Odd Boys as well. Lots and lots of Warboss buffing from Boss, hence no sign of a Rocks. Nobs need to turn around and smack those Assault Marines, and they almost forgot to do so. Take out 2 models, including the Sergeant. That was painful. 144, 200. Nob Squad now fully upgraded, level 2, with Nob Leader, Meaner and Greener, and these huge hammers. Gives them momentum, increasing their damage with each swing that they hit. And there's Bionics from the Techmarine. Was not expecting him to switch armors. He can of course switch back to his Signum armor for free. Just needs to wait for the time, and that scout squad got absolutely owned. Is he going to be able to take Kvek's natural with that predator there? So the Warboss is going to try and chase it away while he does so, and again he's blob capping here, boss. 144, 189. 1-to-1 cap. Tank busters should be able to complete this cap. Those scout bolters don't do a lot of DPS. 140, 189. A nice merciless, and that's, oh good grief, a big Call the Boys play from boss. Excellently done. Who needs a Orks when you have all these Warboss buffs and Call the Boys? That ability reinforces all nearby Orc squads. By nearby I mean nearby the commander himself, and it also gives them a short damage and speed buff, I believe. Has been toned down from retail, but still a very powerful global. 106, 189. Nob squad with full momentum rings, as you can see there. Take down a node and then just should run away. Don't want to take too many losses. There we go, there's a retreat. But these scouts, these pesky scouts, taking back the west side. Tank busters are where? Moving up the west. And look at the resources that boss has. Is he going for a battle wagon here? I suppose he must, unless he goes for a second Nob squad. No, he's going for a weird boy, a late game weird boy. Good choice, I think. 102, 189 will do reasonable damage to this predator with his basic attacks, and of course stun the entire map almost with his warp vomit. 102, 188. Tactical Marines are level 4 with a plasma gun, so they're going to be doing a lot of DPS to the Nob squad, especially if he can combine that with Signum, but he still has his Bionics on. 102, 179. Predator tank almost goes down. That power claw is so dangerous. Tank busters are there as well. He's taken mid. It's a single cap for Kvek. Now he has a weird boy to deal with. Can jump in his assault marines, of course. And I think there is a minimum range for warp vomit, so you can't just vomit on stuff that's in melee combat with you, though it's pretty short minimum range. 102, 150. Gonna get a 2-to-1 for boss. Predator tank does not want to get that close. He does, of course, does not know what's there. 102, 141. There's the barrage, and it's nicely placed, almost perfectly placed. Predator tank just about escaping there. He does have the extra armor, taking him up to 900 hit points, and it's almost level 2. Nob squad though, so menacing, almost level 3 these guys. 97, 138. And boss happy just to hold mid, which I think is the right choice. He should now go for a looted tank if he has the pop for it. I don't think he has. He's up to 87 pop. Weird boys there. No upgrades yet. 84, 138. This is going to be a very important engagement. Look at this, double turrets covering his natural victory point. Not often you see turrets in a 1v1, certainly not 2 of them. Could be telling though. 177, 138. He's vastly outnumbered by boss's stuff, but he does have level 4 tax, level 4 assault marines, and a pretty useful Techmarine. Still has Bionics equipped though. I would switch back to Signum. Level 4 Warboss, level 2 Nob squad. We have level 2 sluggers, level 3 shooters, some more level 2 shooters, and now go for a war truck. A good choice considering how much population he has left. 57, 138. Kvek coming in from an unconventional angle, which caught boss off guard. Loses a bunch of shooters immediately. Tank busters. No, they don't get jumped. They're gonna go down anyway. Big mistake from boss. Nob squad using. Ouch, they have user choppers and hard boys on them. Sluggers, what are they doing? Warboss going after the Predator tank. Sloppy engagement, I think, from Boss. Seem to have these sluggers idle there for a few seconds, I should say, and those tank busters just got shot down by the Predator tank. There's Bionics on the Warboss and forces him off with a Techmarine with a bolter. 40, 138. These turrets now coming into play. Look at this. They do good damage, and there's two of them shooting. And they save the Techmarine, do they? They do save the Techmarine. All of this stuff suppressed, cannot chase him properly. Where's that Predator tank? There it is. War truck needs to get closer so this stuff can reinforce. Or not. It's going over to the west side to harass those scouts that are capping. There is Blessing of the Omnicide, which is globally repairing this Predator tank, which got so much XP from that engagement. Good grief. It's almost level 3 now. Red Boy is forced to retreat. 40, 115. Kvek now has a 2-1. Nob squad trying to cap under turret fire. There is Frenzy, and he's instantly retreating out. Surely he could have decapped on the Frenzy there, I'm not sure. Tons and tons of requisition for Kvek. Boss is floating here. He's got to buy something. Might just get another Nob squad. Could get some flash kits, could get a looted tank. 40, 107. There is burned that house, absolutely decimating that scout squad. And he's taking his natural back on. Kvek, though, is taking mid again with tactical marines who are capping fast. Plasma cannon for Kvek and flash kits from the boss. 38, 105. Down goes the war truck. Rear armor hit from the Predator tank, and that melter makes short work of it. Flash gets hit in the field. 38, 97. Weird Boy with that awesome basic attack he has. Has Boss lost too much here? Weird Boy is getting pressured, and he's going to go down. Down he goes. He seems to take his attention away from units when an engagement starts, Boss. Does he have all the boys to use here? I guess not, because those sluggers have been retreated and they go down. Amazing special attack there from a Nob model, I think. Or was that a stomp? I don't think it was a stomp, might have been a special attack from a Warboss. Anyway, we have user choppers and Ard Boys on the Nob squad. Again, very good Bionics usage by the Techmarine. Level 7, but does go down. Warboss levels to 7 as well. Over 2,000 hit points on this guy on a single entity with a 95 DPS heavy melee weapon and constantly debuffing things as well. Such a powerful commander right now with that loadout. Nob squad have finally caught up to this Predator tank, but they don't go after it. It was just a drop pod. Were they expecting a venerable? I suppose he was. 38-52 just faked out there by Kvek. Kvek lost his entire army almost, just as a Predator tank and plasma devs, and those double turrets, of course, repurchases. His Techmarine is now level 8. Warboss also went down by those turrets. A crazy ending. Look at the bodies. Here's where the tactical marines went down. 38-43, down goes that Predator tank. Just needed a touch from that Nob squad. 38-43, 1-to-1 cap. It's going to be a close ending because the Techmarine is capping Boss's natural, and he's going to put a turret here. Some turret playing 1v1 from Kvek, and he's used them well. These guys have pretty much stopped Boss from decapping here at least 2 times. Did the turret get completed? It did, but it's taken tons of damage from those. Ouch, from those blasters. Wow, they do a lot of damage to turrets. Blasters have an area of effect, lots of damage, but they have a 10% chance to knock back the flash kit that fires them. They were suppressed by the Techmarine and he goes down. 38-34, it's very close. GG, says Kvek. He knows he has nothing left. GG from Boss. And there is the concede from Kvek. A very cool game though. Some nice plays. We have some turret plays. Boss did reasonably well, just took his eye off certain units at certain times and lost them at the beginning of engagements. But he comes out on top. The Nob Squad, of course, very powerful. Kvek did a reasonable job controlling them with bionics, and did a very good job with this Predator tank until the end there as well. Some Devastators, I think, would have helped him out alongside that Mastercrafted Bolter. Could have double suppressed the Nobs and really kept them under pressure. Even with Frenzy up, these guys got to level 4 with 5,247 hit points. Good grief. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.